all that, man. And the NFL is just using, to me, the NFL's approach to this is we get to act like we give a damn about the causes that plague the African American community because we have a face that can now take the pressure off of us while we getting this money.
Mm. So, my second question is, do you think that Jay-Z has done something wrong to Colin Kaepernick?
I do not think Jay-Z's done anything wrong to Colin Kaepernick. If Jay-Z wants to partner up with the NFL in whatever capacity that is, he has the right to do so. Now, I'll say this also. If Kaepernick comes out and he says, hey, look, I got a problem with Jay-Z doing this, or, Eric Reed, made mention about him in this partnership. Hey, Eric Reed has a right, to express his opinion about that. He has every right to feel the way he feels.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Reed kneeled, lost a job, been out of work for a while, and got rehired again.
And got settlement money.
And is still
got a new contract.
So, yeah. So, Eric Reed, I'm not bashing Eric Reed on anything. Eric Reed deserves all of my respect. So, as far as these guys are concerned, I think these guys are going to move the way they want to move, man. Jay-Z can move however he wants to move. The dude he's a billionaire.
I think that I think I heard DL Hughley say it this morning.
Uh-huh.
And look, if you all are working, this whole Jay-Z versus Colin Kaepernick and who's selling who out and all this,
right?
It's kind of crazy for a lot of reasons. One, in regards to Jay-Z selling out Colin Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick sued the NFL for
being out of work,
for them colluding to keeping him out of a job.
Yep.
He settled.
Yep.
And in that settlement, he's not allowed to say anything.
Right.
He can't say nothing.
Right.
He can't talk about why he thought he was being colluded against.
Right.
He can't talk about who he thought was colluding against him.
Yep.
He can't talk about. He can't. And we talked about we've had this conversation. Colin Kaepernick could have very well been the flat out reason, the flat out expose, without all the speculation and all we know that the NFL is racist. He was the receipt. He could have been the receipt as to why this NFL was racist and as to why we should really not be supporting this product.
Right.
And as to why he could have been that guy. And this settlement, whether people like it or not, and I'm not saying he did the right or wrong thing, but
and I think people question the settlement because
that ain't my. I'm not trying to sit here and say that Colin Kaepernick sold us out. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that whatever was discussed in that office was enough for him to say, "All right, cool." I don't know what was said. I don't know what was done. I don't know what the NFL. I mean, for all the hell we know, he could have been like, "Hey, what if we start bringing in some influential black people to help us out with this situation? Would you be cool with that?"
Right.
And he said, "Yeah." And then with the money, then that could have been what he accepted in those terms for him to not speak.
I mean,
that could have been the case.
It could have been.
So I'm not going to speak to did he sell out or did he not sell out. I'm going to say that because he took this settlement,
right,
he can't talk. We don't know what happened or why it happened or how it happened.
Right.
We don't know.
So how does that, in your eyes, with all that being said, what, in your opinion, is that connected to Jay-Z partnership?
There's no way Jay-Z sold him out if he couldn't say nothing or do nothing about it anyway.
Okay, got you.
And let's be very clear. How many bum quarterbacks have we seen been hired before this dude? Let's be clear.
Yeah, I've talked about it.
He's not getting hired.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as he wants to play,
mm-hmm.
and I believe he wants to play, I think he recognizes that there's a very high probability that he's never going to play again because of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry you had to be the sacrificial lamb, but you spoke out. You just had to ride.
Mm-hmm.
You started something.
And I appreciate Kaepernick for that.
And he very well he's very well started something that has implored people to boycott the product, meaning the NFL. Remember, there were a ton of people who weren't watching the NFL for a year and started watching when he settled out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As a sense of closure for him being colluded against.
Right.
For him being there are things that have happened because of what he's done that has been positive. I think this Jay-Z hiring is a positive hiring. We just don't know what's going to come from this positive hiring.
Yeah.
This is a good idea. Not necessarily. Well, it's a good idea for Jay-Z has